This video is presented by the EA Creator Network. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build video. This is a very exciting video because A, I have not done a speed build in a very long time, but also because I'm playing with the new Sims 4 Lovestruck expansion pack. So just a disclaimer, I did receive early access for this pack. However, I'm not being paid or sponsored to make this video. These are all my own thoughts and opinions, but I figured for my very first video with this new pack, it would be best to do a speed build just because it gives me a little bit more freedom to talk in more detail and just, you know, share my thoughts while we have something playing in the background. So before we get started, I do just want to let you guys all know that I do have a creator code, so you can use code DoctorAshley at checkout, and 5% of your purchase will go towards supporting me and my channel instead of just going straight to EA, I guess. And I do want to give a big thank you to everyone who has used my code in the past. For the sake of transparency, last month I think I made around $75 from all of you guys using my code, so I really do appreciate it. I understand that every penny adds up, and I also know there are a lot of codes out there that you can use, so I'm very grateful to anyone who does decide to use my code. But anyways, here you can see we are working on one of the penthouses. So if you weren't aware yet, yes, we did get kind of like a downtown-ish neighborhood in the new Lovestruck world, and it comes with 2 penthouses. So unfortunately, we didn't get like full-on apartments like in City Living, but we did get 2 penthouses, which is, I mean, kind of good, kind of bad. I will say one thing I don't like about penthouses is the fact that it's not as flexible because you're kind of limited to the exterior design of the existing building, if you know what I mean. So as you can see here, I'm really trying to make the penthouse blend in with the existing building, which is kind of this like yellowy beige structure with like plain black base game windows. So yes, you can be flexible and add, you know, nice windows like I'm doing here. I'm using some of these new windows from the new pack, but at the end of the day, you can't really just like throw on a super like colorful structure on top here, for example, because it would stand out so much with the building. So that's kind of why I think penthouses are a little bit less flexible than just regular apartments. You're also kind of limited to making a semi-luxurious structure on a penthouse as well. You can't really make a budget penthouse, although maybe you could. Maybe that'll be a challenge for me. I'll do a budget penthouse next time. But in order to fill that large footprint, you kind of are forced to make something a little bit more spacious and more luxurious, otherwise it looks a little bit empty. So this is actually my second attempt at making this penthouse. The first time I tried, it just looked too out of place, like I just plopped a random structure on top, so I had to go in and try and make something that blended in a little bit better. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, and for this penthouse, I wanted to make it a goal to use as many of the new objects as possible, if not every single one. I just wanted to experiment with all of the new items and see how I could use them. So a little bit about my thought process when I checked out this world. I went through every single lot as soon as I got early access, and if I'm gonna be completely honest, none of the lots were really sparking a lot of inspiration right off the bat. Obviously, this is just first impressions, and also I only have the base game and the new pack installed with this early access. So I didn't have access to all of my other packs, which would maybe, you know, change things a little bit. But yeah, with just the base game and the new items, none of the other lots were really calling to me. I can't exactly explain why. Maybe it was the neighborhood. I can't remember now. I'm gonna have to go and look at those other lots. I just remember that out of all of the lots I looked at, this is the one that kind of felt the most appealing to me as far as first impressions go. I think also because I do tend to gravitate towards more of a modern design style, obviously a penthouse fits that a little bit better. If you guys weren't aware, the new world is loosely based off of Mexico City. So we do have a kind of mishmash of styles when it comes to the furniture here. On the one hand, we do have kind of like this modern penthouse style and some kind of contemporary furniture pieces. But on the other hand, we have some furniture pieces and some architectural pieces that are more traditional to Mexico City. You'll see it a lot in kind of like the wallpapers, like some of the terracotta and the tiles and stuff like that, and some of the furniture pieces. So in that regard, I feel like I struggled a little bit to find like something super cohesive when I just had this pack and the base game. Yeah, so I mean, how do I put this? I feel like my general thoughts on the, I guess, build items, and I've been kind of struggling with this sentiment for a very long time with The Sims, and I have kind of loosely spoken on it in the past, but I feel like with the surge of kits that have come out, it has really put into perspective how much a furniture item is worth to me. So for example, in the past, whenever in the pre-kit era, the pre-K era, if you will, I used to be really excited for expansion packs as a builder for two reasons. One of them being a new world, and because everyone wants to, you know, build on a new world, new lots, all that stuff. But then also because it was the only way and the only instance where we would get mass amounts of new furniture items. So as a builder, that's obviously extremely exciting. You know, game packs weren't always furniture focused, except for like Dream Home Decorator. That was like an anomaly where we got so many furniture pieces and they were so, you know, innovative and stuff. But expansion packs were really our only, you know, thing to look forward to, where we as builders could be guaranteed, you know, a new kitchen set, a new world, a new bathroom set, you know, a new furniture set where everything kind of matched. I'm thinking things like cats and dogs and seasons and stuff like that. But then we got kits, and it really put into perspective that like you could get a full furniture set for only $5. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, from like a supply and demand standpoint, or perhaps even like a scarcity, hype, excitement standpoint, I guess I'm just a little bit less excited about new items in an expansion pack in general, because I feel like new items aren't rare anymore. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know. I've been like trying to figure out the best way to kind of like reconcile my feelings about build items in The Sims, and it's kind of been a long time coming. Like, it's a slow creep of feelings of how I feel about this. But yeah, I just feel like I'm less excited about expansion packs as a builder, because I don't think the items in an expansion pack, like the build items, are not necessarily any better than the build items that you'd get in a kit. They're not any more cohesive either at that. So it kind of feels like, okay, if an expansion pack is $50 and a kit is $5, or I guess in the US it's $40, let's say, then I could get 8 build kits for the price of one expansion pack. And like, I don't know, I feel like I'd rather have 8 build kits if I want items, you know? I don't know. I haven't really like fully fleshed out my thoughts. Maybe I should have like written it down before I started talking about this. But let me know if you kind of understand where I'm coming from in that regard. But yeah, obviously an expansion pack comes with a new world, so that's way different than a kit. And in general, I am not supportive of kits. If anything, I would rather them have less kits so that I could be more excited about the items that come in an expansion pack, I think. I don't know. I actually don't know. I wanted to keep my thoughts very candid about the situation instead of like kind of scripting it out too much. But yeah, anyways, as you can see, we are on the interior and I'm working on the kitchen. I am slightly disappointed that we did not get a new kitchen set with this Lovestruck expansion pack, and I am getting the vibe that the Lovestruck expansion pack is more of a gameplay focused expansion pack, much like Growing Together, for example, which is totally fine. However, I do feel very strongly about the fact that it doesn't matter what the theme is, every single expansion pack should come with a new kitchen set. That's just my personal opinion. I think if it's an expansion pack, that's the bare minimum. That is the bare minimum. I am okay with not having a new bathroom set each time just because, you know, a toilet is a toilet. But I do think that expansion packs should come with a kitchen set. Yeah, comment down below if you guys also agree. But you can see we did make it work with just like the base game stuff. We did get those cool backsplash tiles behind the kitchen that I use, these pretty blue ones, and I think that's such a great concept. I absolutely love that. I hope that they do that more in the future. I am disappointed at the fact that we only got a limited amount of swatches with those tiles, and we didn't get kind of like a neutral-ish one. Like if they had a black and white one or something, it would be more usable in, you know, some of my more modern builds, but we only really got like some pretty colorful swatches, which is fair because of the theme of the pack and the decor style, but I do still think that they should have, you know, given us like a black and white or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying not to sound like a hater. I really am not being a hater right now. There are a lot of things that I do love about this pack and some of the new items. For example, if you guys saw in the dining room there, we did get a brand new fluffy rug, which I'm so excited about. It is kind of like a bubbly one, so it has kind of like a scallop texture around it. It looks very much like the City Living one, but just cut differently. So that's obviously a good option. I'm not sure if I would use that one over the City Living one, and that's really what it's coming down to. I feel like I'm trying not to sound overly negative or overly critical, but I do think with Sims packs, it is very much the law of diminishing returns, you know what I mean? So now that we have so many expansion packs, so many kits, so many game packs, every time we add another one, the value add is less, essentially. The law of diminishing return, you know what I mean? So I don't know if everybody else feels that way or if it's just me, but in a lot of instances, sometimes it's more negative than positive. You add more items, your catalog gets more cluttered, you know, there's more items that you don't use, you know, you get decision paralysis because there's too many items to choose from, that kind of thing. And I'm not saying that I don't want any more DLC, but I do think that if we're going to keep adding stuff, we need a better way to manage it all to, you know, easily favorite and hide items we don't want or ones that we do want. Because I think, I don't know if it's just me and I'm just like bad at navigating the game, but it is getting a little bit much. Not to say I'm not going to use a ton of these items, but I do think it's important to note that there is an element of diminishing returns with every single DLC that does come out. And mind you, that's coming from somebody who has every single pack. So obviously the average person doesn't have every single pack, and you're going to pick and choose the ones that really are important to you. So perhaps my perspective is flawed in a way because I have every single one. So I think I also need to keep that in mind and come at it from a perspective of somebody who maybe only has 3 packs or something. So I'm going to try and, you know, adjust that thinking going forward, I guess. But as you can see here, I'm going for just like a really, I didn't even like preface like what this penthouse was gonna be for, but I did kind of say I wanted to use all of the items. So this was kind of just me testing out all of the items, seeing what I could make, and trying to keep it in the DoctorAshley style. So obviously going for something quite modern, open concept, you know, I added a little platform there, all of the stuff that I like. But I did find that some of the items were hard to pair with kind of a modern style, but I think I tried my best. I absolutely love this new wallpaper that I used in the living room here. It's just so moody and dark, and I love those tones. I've been really liking kind of darker tones lately, mixed with like blacks and whites. And overall, I just tried to make this living room very like sensual and dark and moody, going for like a darker green vibe, I think. and I add some things like a big expensive grand piano, just trying to make it look expensive. And I don't know, I imagine like you just finished a date and you come up here after with your date and you impress them with this beautiful penthouse. So just going for that like bachelor or bachelorette vibe, and you know, using the new items. So one thing that I did forget to mention, which I did on the exterior, is we did get rounded pools, which is extremely exciting. I think that, you know, it's just something that is a nice additional feature. Is it game changing? Maybe, maybe not. I don't really know, but it is definitely very nice and a feature that I think is a long time coming. And I absolutely love the new pool trim that we got. I think we got 2 new ones. They're a lot thicker. I used kind of like a black tiley one outside, and it perfectly matches the like tiled end tables from the pastel pop kit, which is very exciting because I love that tile end table. I use it all the time. So I think it would be really fun to like make a pool like that and use that tile end table by the pool as well. But I will say it is kind of difficult to build with just the Lovestruck pack and the base game. I'm trying to think of what packs I think would go well with this pack, assuming the average person is not only going to buy Lovestruck and they might want to buy like a bundle or something, or maybe buy 1 or 2 more expansion packs with it, or stuff packs or kits or something. I'm trying to figure out or think of what packs I think would go well with this pack, and I'll have to experiment in person a little bit more. I can't really think of it off the top of my head. Obviously, we're doing a penthouse right now, so my mind says city living, but I'm not really sure yet. I mean, city living wouldn't really go well with this pack because then you'd have 2 fluffy rugs, and you don't really need 2 fluffy rugs, if you know what I mean. I will say I do really like the doors and the windows that have come with this pack. I think they are very like pretty and like my vibe. I don't know. I just love big glass doors and windows that have like a nice black like trim to them, and they're very like modern looking, but also kind of look like, I don't know. My vocabulary is failing me right now. I'm so sorry. I haven't done a speed build in a long time. I feel like I just like have to keep talking the whole time. I was thinking of bringing back speed builds on my channel, just to give us an opportunity to talk a little bit more. Sometimes when I'm doing my live building, I'm more focused on only narrating what I'm doing at the time. Whereas with these speed builds, I feel like I can, you know, deviate and go on tangents and just kind of share my thoughts on the game and new releases and stuff in a little bit more detail. So let me know what you guys think of that idea of using speed builds as a time to just like catch up and report on things and have discussions and stuff, as opposed to just having a speed build where I just talk about exactly what's happening in the build the entire time, like using it as a time to like talk about unrelated stuff as well. Let me know what you guys think of that. I know some people don't like speed builds because it like the camera moves and whatever, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. I have been doing live builds on my channel for like over a year now. I made that like transition a while ago, so let me know. I'm very hyper aware of the fact that I feel like I'm coming off very negative in this video, and that's really not my intention. So I'm gonna try and focus on some of the positive things that I like at the moment. So I am obsessed with the sheer quantity of wallpapers that we got, or like wall coverings, I guess. We got some beautiful wallpapers, also like those kind of stony, concrete-y looking ones as well, which you guys know I love a good like concrete kind of stucco plaster looking wall for my exteriors, and also sometimes for like my kitchens and bathrooms and stuff. And I also really like that new bathroom tile that I used. It's like that black one that matches the pastel pop tile like I was talking about, also matches the pool trim like I said. I just feel like we've been lacking some bathroom tiles lately, and it's always nice to get them. I mean, we haven't been lacking the floor department because I feel like we got a lot of really nice ones with growing together, and you know, there's always nice tiles to find for the floors like marble and stuff like that. But I feel like on the walls, I rely on spa day a lot for my bathrooms, and the base game ones just don't really do it for me. So I'm really happy to get just some nice modern kind of new looking tiles. That's very refreshing. But as you can see, I am working on the upstairs here, and we did get 2 new beds, which is exciting. Apparently the heart bed like vibrates, which is very rated T for teen, if you ask me. But I decided to use it here because I was going for, like I said, that like bachelorette, bachelor vibe. I thought it, you know, it was the epitome of this pack. You can't have this pack and not use the heart bed as like your first, you know, your first run through. So went with that. I also, like I said, love all the windows. You can really see them showcased here in this bedroom. I think when it comes to a penthouse or a really high floor apartment, you can get away with putting windows like wall to wall because you're so high up. There's like nobody as high up as you. They're not gonna look in. They can't even see you. You're up in the clouds. You're in the penthouse, baby. So you can have all of this, you know, non-privacy stuff and you're all good. But basically in this entire room, I only used items from the new pack. As you can see, those end tables that I'm using are quite modern, which doesn't really go with some of the other decor. Like, the end tables don't really match the railings. And that's exactly what I mean when I say I struggled with building this with only the base game. I feel like sometimes I want to use just the new pack, but sometimes the things just they don't really match that well. I don't know. It did feel quite random to me, a lot of the items sometimes. And I feel like I kind of felt that way about Growing Together as well. I did feel like the items didn't feel super cohesive at times. And yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I did feel slightly disappointed about that. Not because I don't like the items individually. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna go back to my normal game and have every single pack at my disposal. So these items are bound to match something else, if you know what I mean. So it's not like I'm not gonna be able to use them, but I'm thinking like from a pack cohesion standpoint, it did confuse me a little bit, and it's very apparent when I only have the base game installed. So I'm kind of thinking for those players that, you know, only have 1 or 2 packs, how is this gonna pan out for them? Because I do look back at some other packs, like one that really comes to mind for me is cats and dogs. I would say every single item in the cats and dogs catalog matches with each other to some degree, and also like matches the world perfectly. Like every single lot in the cats and dogs world matches the decor style of the furniture, of the exterior wall coverings, of the windows. Like everything just matches together perfectly. And maybe they're trying to like step away from that like cookie cutter approach to decor, which in a lot of ways I think is good, but maybe I'm just kind of stuck in the past, and I'm hoping that everything kind of like matches and is very cookie cutter, like very Dream Home Decorator-y, where every single wood tone matched and there's only one decor style through the entire pack. So maybe I need to update my thinking on that and like be a little bit more open-minded. And it definitely feels like they want you to supplement this with other packs, is maybe what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. Like I love all of these items. I love the new shower. I've been wanting another one of those kind of wall showers for a very long time. It has the like little rain shower head too, which is very luxurious. So we don't need to use the Discovery University kind of like cheap looking shower anymore, and we don't need to use the Snowy Escape one. So I do like that they repeat items like that sometimes, because then if you don't want Snowy Escape or you don't want Discovery University, you can still have the opportunity to get that type of standalone shower in a different pack, in a different style even. So I do like that concept. I am happy about that. Also, I didn't realize that one of the doors with this pack is supposed to be a shower door. Like they made a double glass door that like slides so you can build your own walk-in showers and make like a big luxurious like walk-in shower, and I didn't realize that. So I'll have to go and use that in another build, or maybe do like a bathroom short or something so you guys can see that. But But yeah, here is just me trying to include a couple of last minute items that maybe I had missed. I did try and include as many items as I possibly could in this build, just so you guys can see them all in action and see how I would personally use them in a semi-modern decor style. I really hope you guys enjoyed this build and enjoyed watching my very first attempt at using the new Lovestruck expansion pack. This video was literally the first time I had ever seen these items, so hopefully I will showcase them a little bit more in future videos and integrate them with some other packs and hopefully solidify my opinions on this pack as well. Personally, I have not had this pack long enough to give you a solid buy or don't buy recommendation, but I will say that all of these items are super cute and I will definitely be using a lot of them in future builds, so stay tuned for that. Let me know down below what you guys think of this pack and if you are planning on buying it or not, and also let me know what you guys think of my candid opinions here. With that being said, let me know what you guys think of the new Lovestruck expansion pack. Once again, please don't forget to use code DoctorAshley at checkout if you guys want to support my channel. Let me know what you guys think of speed builds and also what video you want to see next with the new Lovestruck expansion pack. But besides that, as usual, I can't wait to see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys all have a very, very, very above average day. Love you!